Some people probably dread coming back to pre-season, but after a whole season off, you must be excited as anyone.
Yeah, it is. It almost feels like a fresh start for me personally, to be honest. Not having played a game last season, I'm itching to get back out there. I've just got to, I guess, keep that motivation level and that energy that I've got at the moment, and keep it going through right till the season proper, which I've got no doubt I'll keep there. I mean, I was pretty tough watching last year the boys playing, but certainly enjoying even just today being back out there with the boys.
You won both time trials today. How was your times compared to previous years, given you come back from the Achilles surgery?
Oh, look, I'm feeling pretty fit at the moment. Obviously, I didn't have the niggles and soreness from playing games last year, so was able to get a bit of work in over the off season, as well as continuing to condition my Achilles and make sure that that's holding up well. So now I'm feeling in really good shape at the moment.
So Achilles, that's no issue at all now. 100%.
Oh, it's getting there. I'd be able to play footy. There's no question about that now. It's I mean the surgeons have always said it's going to take anywhere from 6 to 12 months before it's back to normal, hopefully. So we're not at the end of that time frame yet, so we're just going to have to wait and see. But as I said, I'm feeling really good at the moment. The Achilles is good, so I'm looking forward to a big and hopefully bright 2015.
So you could play tomorrow if you needed to?
Probably not yet. I've had 10 weeks off and hadn't had that much of a kick of the footy with the rest of the boys. But as I said, I was very close at the end of the season to being able to play again. So I guess that was a brighter point for me, to be honest, to finish the season knowing that I probably was within a month of playing footy and able to have a full off season and get myself ready and going for pre-season 2015.
You said 12 months to fully heal, which takes you into late January. So what is the improvement in your Achilles from now until late January?
Oh, I guess, probably a bit more strength, to be honest, but I've got the strength parameters that I do need at the moment. It's probably getting a bit more conditioning. I mean, it's going to be great for me in the next month leading up to Christmas, because we're going to be putting a lot of kilometres into the legs, and more kilometres than I've had for the last probably 9 months, to be honest. So that's just going to be good for me to see how my body copes with that sort of a load, and then we'll go from there. But as I said, it's feeling really good, so I've just got to keep on top of my maintenance exercises and make sure that I'm listening to my body, because it hasn't had the workload for that 9-month period.
How'd your body shape up against the other boys today?
My body?
Oh, how'd your fitness?
Yeah, pretty good. As I said, I've put in a bit of work over the pre-season. The boys as a whole, I thought were great today. We tested with a couple of time trials, which is the way that we always start our pre-season. So, and the boys look like they're in great shape. Some of the young guys again ran it with us today, and they were they've been back a couple of weeks now and in great condition, which I think is a really good sign for us. We've got a fresh new look about the footy club with obviously Walshy on board, and with a few new coaching faces as well, new CEO. So I think it's really bright for us. Everyone's on edge. You've got a new coach to impress. It's like the first day back at school, and it's great to see the boys in good shape.
Have you had a chance to have a chat to the boys that have come over from Hawthorn?
Yeah, I touched base with those guys throughout the break. They were both holidaying, I think, over in the States at the time, and they're two great acquisitions for our footy club, and I'm sure you guys will get to speak to them at some point. They're two great lads as well, which is going to be great for our culture around the footy club. And I think Cole's going to add a lot of probably diversity down back for us, and wherever else the coaching staff seeing him play. And obviously Luke, he's going to provide great support to our ruck division as well. So, and also, having those two come over from a really successful environment like Hawthorn, I've got no doubt we'll try and pick their brains to see what Hawthorn are doing that we might not be doing, or things that we are doing that is comparable, because it's always good to get that sort of, I guess, IP and comparisons to obviously one of the best clubs going around at the moment.
Early observations of Walsh and what he'll bring to the group?
Yeah, look, it's really exciting for us at the moment. I love the first conversations that I've had with him personally, and speaking to the group this morning, it's all about team first. It's about everyone being on the same page, and high standards, attention to detail, these sorts of areas that he wants to see come to the fore as a playing group and as a footy club, which I think is great. It certainly resonates with the way that I like to go about my footy as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it takes us.
As skipper, obviously Sando losing his job, how did you feel about that, how that unfolded?
Oh, look, it was a difficult start to the off-season. I won't lie to you about that. It was really hard for us as a playing group. It was hard to get to all the boys and speak to them. But as I said, it was 10 or 11 weeks ago now, so that seems a mile away for us, and we've got a bright 2015 ahead of us. So there's going to be no more talk about that for us. We're moving forward as a club and looking forward to the challenges that lie ahead.
The captaincy, do you want that again?
Look, I've always said, and I'll continue to say, that I'm going to do what's best for the footy club. So we're very lucky as a footy club. We've got a number of great leaders across our group. We've got Scotty Thompson, who's been vice captain for a number of years, is obviously Danger and Sloaney last year did a great job. We've got Daniel Talia, Taylor Walker coming up through. So, and look, even beyond those guys, there's some great leaders beneath them as well. So we've got a lot of leadership depth, I'd like to think. And if it's in the best interest of the footy club that I'm the man to do the job, then we'll talk about that down the track. But for now, for me personally and for the rest of the group, I think it's about just getting stuck into training and trying to impress the new coach and get 2015 underway.
Has Phil spoken to you about that? Yeah, has he spoken to you about the captaincy and where it might be at?
No, we haven't had that chat, and I don't expect to have that chat, to be honest, this early days. Probably, I guess, a decision like that wouldn't be made until further down the track. Phil's got to suss out the group in terms of where the leadership's at from a group perspective, where individuals are at leadership-wise, whether our philosophies are the same, all these sorts of different areas. But as I said, that'll happen down the track. There's absolutely no need to rush into decisions like that at this time of year.
If you're asked though, sort of, can you cope with that coming back from the injury? Have you got enough on your plate? Would you say, no, I'm all good, I'd like it, or?
Well, I guess that's when that time comes. We'll have that conversation. I'm not going to, put an answer to that. Yes, we'll just have to wait and see when and if that conversation happens about where that goes.
And big year for the footy club. Obviously, 2 years of missed finals. Is it time for the group to? I know you always try to make a stand, but how significant is next year to really put the best foot forward for the whole group?
Oh, it's massive for us as a group, and I think internally we've always said that we've had really high standards and expectations of where we should be at, and obviously the last couple of years in particular we've really underperformed. I'm very biased, but I look at our playing list and see that we've got a great list there. We've got great depth. We've got really good core young group of players that are coming through, and I reckon a lot of those guys are at the stage where they can really take their game to the next level and help us improve as a whole squad. So I guess that's going to be up to some of our senior players to try and push them along a bit quicker, fast track their development, for those guys to take it on board themselves. And that's what the beauty of pre-season is. You always see a number of guys that have put in a lot of work in the off-season to get themselves in great shape and itching for that opportunity. And it's the same for everyone this year. We've got a new coach, we've got a number of new coaching staff, and a bit of a different look around the footy club. So it's almost like everyone's off scratch. Everyone's got to start again. So that's a good place for us. But we're under no illusions still. We've got a lot of improvement to do.
Do you feel like Phil's style? I was watching the ball, arms around, barking the whole time. What sort of benefit is that going to have for your younger? He just does not shut up.
Oh no, there's a lot of us. There's always got to be a lot of talk out in the ground when you're playing, and he's obviously, I guess, early days. He's probably going to want to try and portray the game style that he wants. Us older guys haven't sat down yet to see what the game style is going to look like for 2015 and onwards. But I think it's great that he's already got a presence out in the training track.
Can you detect a lift in intensity already?
Oh, that's a bit hard. We're probably trying to recover from our runs this morning before we look across at the boys and how they were travelling. But speaking to a few of the young guys, they've really enjoyed the first couple of weeks. Obviously, Phil got back from his overseas leadership camp last week, and they said since he's come on board, they've really enjoyed it, and I guess seen a different intensity, but one that they've enjoyed, and I'm sure it'll get the best out of us.
You touched on it before, being a big year next year. Do you feel that's especially so, given you've got some big name players coming out of contract at the end of the season who, success obviously is going to figure into their decision making? Yeah, no doubt. And I think that, most players, I guess probably most of your listed, always look at where the group's at and where they are moving forward, because everyone wants to be a part of success. And we're probably no different than any other club. We might have a few extra names or bigger names up out of contract next year. But look, I'll be brutally honest and say I'm going to back in, where the club's at, where we're going. And in 12 months' time, I'd be very surprised if those guys weren't hanging around, knowing the sort of characters that they are, and the amount of investment that they put into this playing group. I've got every faith that they'll be hanging around.
Do you speak to them about trying to maybe get them to sign sooner rather than later, or that just?
Oh, it's at times we sort of have a bit of, I suppose, a bit of banter with them as well, and at the right time you have a serious conversation if it's needed. But well, let's be honest, we're in November of 2014 and they're not out of contract for another 12 months. So some may get done earlier than others, and some may have to wait to the end of next year, and that's just the reality of where the industry's at. So you guys are going to do a good enough job of beating that up and making it sound probably bigger and badder than what it actually is, but as I said, we're confident that the boys that we want to have around will certainly stay.
Last couple guys. It's a bit of a different vibe having the mob from down the road, the same place at the same time for training.
It would be for you guys, I think, but it's Adelaide, and this is where both clubs have done their time trials for a number of years. So it's they actually go the opposite direction. So that's a bit different for us. So we can't compare times then. But no, it's that's just how it rolls. Sometimes they come down here, and so do we. But as I said, we didn't have too much time to look around. We're too busy doing our own work.
You're all friends in November, aren't you?
No, absolutely. This time of year, everyone's worried about getting themselves fit and in good shape for the next season. It's going to be a long pre-season for us this year. Obviously with a bit of a delayed start, but let's just get into it.